Good morning and welcome to Crim 120 Trends and Corrections. I'm Kevin Whiteacre. I will be your guide through this exploration of corrections in America and the world. This is the first introductory video that I promised you in the last announcement, and we're just going to go over the syllabus, some of the content on Brightspace, getting you set up with Edpuzzle, and our comparative corrections assignment. So hopefully you've already looked at the syllabus. It is available in this announcement here. It is also available, of course, with the syllabus button. Go ahead and click on that because there's a couple of other things inside the syllabus folder. So you have the syllabus here. You also have instructions for logging into Edpuzzle, and you have the appointment scheduler to set up one-on-one virtual meetings with me. So real quick, going over the syllabus. This is Trends and Corrections, Crim 120 Online. It is asynchronous, but it's not exactly self-paced. So things will open up the weekend before the week you're doing it to keep everybody kind of on track. There are due dates to keep doing things. Most things are due either on Wednesday or on Friday, which we will go over. So again, I'm Kevin Whiteacre. I've been at UIndy for almost 20 years. Before I came here, I actually worked at a federal halfway house in Chicago for 5 years. As you'll learn, a halfway house is where prisoners are leaving prison and they come and they stay at a facility in the community, such as ours. They spend the night with us. During the day, they go out, get jobs. They come back, have drug treatment counseling, anger management counseling, whatever they might need. And we just help facilitate the transition back into the community. Or if you're on probation or parole and you are screwing up, it's sort of a last stop before going back to prison. So it's like a halfway out or a halfway in house. And so we were federal, so we had federal prisoners in Chicago. So they would either be coming out of a federal prison, they'd stay with us, go out into the community, or they were on federal probation. The federal system doesn't have parole, so they would be under probation. They'd screw up, they'd come stay with us, and then if they screwed up again, they'd go back to prison or they'd go back to the community. So I've also, as you'll see when you read the curriculum, it has various sections of Kevin's Corner where I share my research findings from my job there and my other jobs as contracted consultant with different court programs and correctional programs. So that's that. So if you want to meet with me, you can always email me. There's my email is available in the syllabus. My office hours are basically whenever you want to meet for the most part. So you can use the provided scheduling manager to make a virtual appointment. That is right down here under the syllabus. It's always there. You just click on it, open a link, and it shows available times. And they are in 15-minute increments. So you can click on it. It should add it to your Google Calendar. It'll add it to my Google Calendar. I'll get an email, and then we can meet. Okay. So the coursework and evaluation. So there's quizzes. There's a couple of quizzes a week. It's kind of broken up because this is basically a 15-week class smooshed into 7 weeks. So there's sort of two lessons or two sections per week. You'll do one kind of Monday through Wednesday and the next one Thursday, Friday, or however you decide you want to do that. So there'll be quizzes on the reading. There'll be a reading for every section. You do a quiz, and then there are videos, and it's a group of YouTube videos, but they are in Edpuzzle, and inside Edpuzzle there are questions. So you watch the videos, and it's about 30 minutes. So there's about an hour worth of videos each week. So you'd watch 30 minutes sometime for the first half of the week, and another 30-minute string for the second half of the week. And make sure you pay attention and make sure you answer those questions correctly because that is your grade, is whether or not you get those video questions correct. And I spent a lot of time picking out these YouTube videos. I think they really help provide illustrations of the material, of the curriculum. But I would like some feedback at some point on, which ones you found the most useful, which ones you found least useful. So to get into Edpuzzle, You can click here on this logging into Edpuzzle for the video assignments. And there are directions here, but I'm going to give you those directions right now. Basically, just follow this link and you don't need to worry about having the code. There's a code to join a class, but if you follow the link, the code is embedded, so you don't have to worry about it. So it asks for you to enter a username or password. Do not do that. Do not create a username. Do not create an account. Log in with your Google account. Your MyUND email is a Gmail account, so just use your UIndy account. You click on it there, choose an account. I am now logged in to Crim 120 Online. If you do it any other way, if you create a password and a username, you're going to forget it at some point. You'll end up with more than one profile in it, and it gets really screwy, and I'll know that you did that. So do not do that. Simply follow the link, open it up with your UIndy account, and you never have to worry about a username or a password, and you're always in this class. So just follow those directions, and there will be no problem. Okay, and then you can start, the videos will open up sort of the week before they're due. So you'll get them the weekend before you have to start working on them. And then there's a comparative corrections assignment. So over the course of the semester, you will research another country's correctional system, and then you're going to use Notebook LM to create a report and video overview of your country, which you'll then share with your classmates, and then you'll all watch each other's videos. So it's kind of a different graded assignment every week, which they'll all be due on Friday, and I'll kind of take you through those each week with some of these video instructions to help you with that. And then finally, there is a final exam. So the final exam and the quizzes are both, I mean, they're basically open note, right? Because you're at home taking this however you want to take it, but they are timed and they're about, the quizzes are 10 questions and you have 12 minutes to answer them. So you need to have read the material. You are not going to be able to pass those quizzes if you just think you can open up the chapter and open up the quiz and get started. Once you start the quiz, that's it. It's timed. You can't go back to it. So make sure you've read the material. It's interesting material, I think, and make sure you read it, kind of studied it some, and then you're ready for the quiz. Okay. So the very first quiz you'll take will be on the syllabus. So make sure you go through the syllabus. It's not a hard quiz, but we just want to make sure everybody's on the same page. Everybody's read the quiz. You know, these online classes, and it's kind of can be easy to slack off. We're gonna make sure we're all heading into this with our head into it running, feet on the ground. So due Wednesday is the quiz over the syllabus, and we'll get to where that is, and then we'll start doing the reading. So there's going to be most sections. There is a reading. This is on why do we punish people, which is a worthwhile question, right? Punishment is the state is intentionally inflicting pain on a citizen. Why do we do that? And so we'll talk about the different philosophical rationales for that. So you read that. Make sure you have a pretty good idea of what it's talking about. You can click on a link to take your quiz, and then you can go into Edpuzzle and watch the videos. And then you get all that done by Wednesday. And then Friday, it starts over again. So after you do that on Wednesday, go ahead and start on the next one, where again, it's now you got a readings on a brief history of punishments. You quiz another roughly 30 minutes. You can see here where it's 23 minutes. And then by Friday, you have your comparative corrections assignment number 1 due. And so it'll just keep doing that. Same thing, do Wednesday, do Friday, do Wednesday, do Friday. And where you can find this, and these will start to open up as we enter into the semester, but you can see where week 1 this week is already available. So I can click on this. This is section 1, punishment. Here's my reading. Why punish? I can click on it. Oh, no, that's the section. There we go. There's the reading. Read that. It's about 9 pages long. Really interesting stuff. I can click on this. This will take me in to go watch my videos. Those will become available, right? I'm doing this kind of early, so they will become available Monday. With online courses, it's important that we don't open the stuff before classes starts. Otherwise, it seems like we're requiring you to do work before you're actually in class. So that stuff will open on Monday. And then you can then follow your quiz, et cetera, et cetera. So if you have any questions about that, the quiz will become available And then finally, for your comparative corrections assignment that's due Friday, all you got to do this week is pick your country. So you click on this, you go to assignment, and there's this go to this list of countries. And there it is. I already took Belize. So Belize is my country. And then you put your name. This is a shared document. It's a shared Google sheet. And so you can pick whatever country you want. You got 56 countries to choose from. I got Belize, so you can pick whatever else you want. All right. And it's kind of a weird because it's assignment, but I only did that to help make it available to you in your calendar. That way it helps remind you. So if you go to course home, you've got the calendar and it helps remind you. If I don't do it as an assignment, it doesn't automatically pop up in your course calendar. So it's just kind of help you remind you. You got to do that. So that is basically what you need to knock out for the first few days. So again, by Wednesday, you need to read the syllabus, take the first quiz on the syllabus, and then start reading punishment. Why do we punish people? And get that done by Wednesday and go and watch the videos. Pay attention to them. Don't just flip it on and do something else. Don't turn it on while you're driving in the car. Take time to pay attention to those videos. You got to answer those questions. That is a good part of your grade is to watch those videos. And I think videos are helpful because especially for an online course, I can't get you into a prison. It's hard to see these things. And so it's helpful to see some of these videos. Also, rather than just recording a bunch of lectures from me, where you're just getting everything from me and my point of view, I feel like it helps by using some of these YouTube videos. You get other points of view, which I think are very important. Because I like to say, when people take Crim 120, I hope they leave the class a little more confused about corrections than they came in. And what I mean by that is a lot of people feel like they know exactly what we should be doing to criminals or for criminals. And I consider the people who feel like they already have the answers and they know exactly what's right and what's wrong. I feel like those tend to be the biggest problems in criminal justice. And that the only way to truly learn is to have a little intellectual humility, to maybe acknowledge it's more complicated than you think it is. And I hope by the end you'll start to see that. The people who are against the death penalty are very, very, very against the death penalty, and the people who are for it are very, very, very for it. And I think it's a little more complicated than that. I think that if we had all the answers to corrections, we'd have maybe made a little more progress in the past several thousand years of dealing with this. So I do hope you approach this material with an open mind. I try to be very balanced. I frankly have very few strong political opinions about this stuff. I believe it's really based in cost benefit, what works, rather than what meshes with some specific political ideology. And so I hope that's how you'll approach it too, with open minds and real curiosity about some really interesting stuff and also some very complicated stuff that really, these are big, important subjects and topics for our society today. Okay. Well, if you have any questions, again, you can email me. You can set up a one-on-one virtual appointment, and I will be checking in again with another video on Wednesday to help get you situated for the next round of things. All right. Well, welcome again, and I think this will be a fun class. Take care.